In a place where maps no longer mattered, and the stars told stories instead of directions, there lived a quiet little fox, not young, not old, just in between. He had wandered far over the years, past rivers that sang in their sleep, through fields that bent with the wind like they were breathing. But there was always one forest he returned to, not because it was home, but because it remembered. This forest, unlike any other, held memories, not in photographs, not in journals, but in the trees, in the way the bark curved where he once leaned against it, in the patch of earth still warm where he had once napped as a cub, in the smooth stone where his paws had traced paths again and again. The fox knew this forest, the way you know a dream you've had so many times. You're not sure if it's memory or magic. He stepped gently tonight. The moonlight painted silver puddles across the ground, and each step felt like a heartbeat, soft, steady, remembered. There by the crooked tree, he had once hidden from a storm. He remembered how the rain had poured, not angry, but full, as if the sky had too much emotion and had to spill it somewhere. Further on, a shallow pond whispered his reflection back to him. He paused, not because he wanted to see himself, but because he wanted to see who he had become. Age didn't show on his fur, not really, but he could feel it in the way silence had become his favorite song, in the way he no longer chased birds, but instead watched them fly. He smiled at his reflection, not because he was proud, but because he finally understood what peace felt like. Past the pond, the forest thickened, but the fox didn't fear the shadows. They were old friends. Each one held a story of a mistake, a lesson, a moment he thought he'd forgotten. He passed the fallen log, where he once met a hedgehog, who taught him that bravery sometimes looks like stillness. He passed the hollow stump, where he'd once hidden a shiny stone, a treasure that meant everything and nothing. The wind stirred, leaves danced, and for a moment the forest sighed, not in sadness, but in the kind of relief that comes when something that was lost finds its way home again. Because the truth is, the forest wasn't just remembering the fox. It had been waiting for him, waiting to remind him that every moment he thought was small, every day he thought was ordinary, was actually sacred. And the fox, in his quiet way, understood he didn't need to stay. The forest didn't ask that of him, but he sat beneath the tallest tree, the one with roots like veins and branches like stories. And he closed his eyes, not to sleep, but to feel. He let the forest speak to him in its own way, through scent, through silence, through memory. And as he sat there, the wind settled, the stars blinked slower, and even time itself took a deep breath, because in that moment, the forest remembered, and so did the fox.